you?
Good morning. I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
Good. This is our second podcast about your
Sec-
journey with Fibonacci Trading Institute.
Yeah, second of maybe more to come, huh?
To share with the world your progress, your journey, and anything you wish to share. So, could you
Sure.
please share your trading journey prior to Fibonacci Trading Institute and please share about yourself?
Yeah, well, to review, I'm a retired physical therapist. I was doing that for about 48 years and, kind of just kind of gradually got to the point where I'm 68 years old now and just kind of retired and decided that I needed to occupy my time. And so I started trading years and years ago, but I had really no major success. So frustrating. Before the Alpha Fibonacci System Institute, I was hit and miss. I do stocks, I do options mostly. My success was 50-50. That's probably not even, that's overstating it. It was worse than that because, with that, you tend to get up. You're going, okay, I'm doing okay. And then boom, you take a loss and boom, there goes all your profit, and, I was kind of lost in a confusion of fog of what to believe and what to do. And, there was one trade I took, it was a $6,000 loss. And I'm like, oh man, you know. So I started. I heard your webcast advertised on the Ninja 8, kind of a webinar on trading like a hedge fund manager. And I've always heard something about Fibonacci, but I didn't really know much about it. So I'm like, I gotta learn about this. And so I listened to your webcast, and I think I mentioned in my first thing, I was actually on my way to Florida driving, trying to listen to it uh, over the phone while it was happening, and I didn't get it all. So I came back and I said, I gotta find that. So I did, and listened to it, and I thought, this is something that I've been looking for. I've been looking for something that gives me some consistency, and I really am glad I did. I followed my gut and I went with it. I started with the Alpha Fibonacci Institute in October 15th, actually. And you were so kind. I registered and you called me and go, okay, because I had a question, and you called me right back. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was surprised. And you go, well, this would be your best deal. So I did it. And then boot camp was starting the week following. So you instructed me to watch the videos, and I started watching the videos. And for a while, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't, I gotta keep watching these things because I gotta learn." So I did the boot camp, which I was so fortunate that the timing. Sometimes the Lord blesses me with timing because otherwise, if I would have waited and would hesitated, I would have missed. I would have missed out. So anyway, and then it talks about trading the demo. So, following along because I'm pretty good rule follower. And so I traded the demo and I started with a $50,000 account because I wanted to try to keep it real. I mean, you could set your demo account to whatever, but I'm trying to keep it real where, okay, if I've got 50,000 or 25,000 that I can invest, I'm trying to keep it in accordance with what I'm probably going to do. So I worked with that and practiced with the market replay. I really love the market replay because that uh, that was something that gives you an opportunity to relive what happened, not just scroll back and going retrospectively 2020 hindsight, like, oh yeah, well I should have got in there, and oh yeah, I should have got in there. Well, with market replay set up, and I think you had Thomas come in to do a little quick how to set that up was wonderful, and I did that. It's like a new video game. So I did that. I practiced that. I practiced, with the scanning system. And for a long time, I was really relying on the scanning system. And then I heard one of our attendees, I'm not sure who it was, talk about, well, he's pretty good at identifying them. about the same time the scanners did. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta keep practicing. So I keep practicing. So anyway, I want to do the same thing. So I'm using the scanning system for most of the minute charts. I'm really doing most of the minute charting, and to train me to look for it. And when I see it, it's like, oh yeah, I can see that. So anyway, I started doing that, and I became better and better, and doubled my demo. You know, like you keep suggesting, practice on the demo. You're up, you're down, you lost. How did you do? Oh man, mistake. Oh, up. Okay, so my 50-50 ratio really was changed like 75-25, and now it's really rare for me to take a loss. I'm over 90%.
So please share. Let's explain to those who are listening. So you received the help from the team to set up your software, and you
Oh yeah,
doubled your demo $50,000 account with Market Replay, and
yes.
then you went to your live account. How long did it take you to double your demo with Market Replay?
Like I said, about November 9th was when I was trading the demo, and then on December 7th, I started doing live. Well, that's a month, you know.
So right
Um,
now it's been months and a half almost. So it's
yeah,
January 20th today.
right.
So
So
what is your success rate on current account, on live account that you are trading after doubling your demo?
okay, well, I'm up about 11,000. Okay, my best week was last week. When I sent you that email that I made over $6,700 in 1 week, and that was my best week. And I feel like I'm getting it, but I'm only trading one or two lots. The stock market is at an all-time crazy high. To relate back when before I got the Alpha Fibonacci Institute training, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the stock market is it S&P? I traded the ES, S&P. Is it 32? Oh my God, that's insanely high. And then it goes beyond 32 toward 33. And I talked to my wife. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. This is crazy. It's getting 33. It's never been there, and then 34, and then 35. And I'm like, oh my God. And like I said, I would. That's one thing. Before I got to your training, I'm like, well, it's got to go down. Well, wrong was I. This was before I'm learning the hedge fund managing idea. Uh,
And what is your success rate obeying hedge fund rules and hedge fund trader mentality
well,
with
so
Alpha Fibonacci system?
Okay, so far since I've switched from that big win that I had last week.
You haven't taken a loss at all since you started trading with institutions. But what is your
Right.
success rate since you started trading live?
Oh, yeah, I don't really track that, but seriously, it's rare that I take a loss. I say it's over 90%, but it's probably higher than that, 95%. But I was before last week. I'm trying to make the point. I'm going with what you're suggesting. Before last week, I was looking, and just as soon as I thought that, I went, "Oh, this is it." Well, the institutional buyers come in, and boom, it turns right around, and I have a loss. I don't do that anymore. And and I haven't had a loss. I'm more patient. I'm more picky about what trade I want to get into. I'm doing small lots. So like I said, if I were doing bigger lots, my revenue money would be a lot more. But right now, I'm just doing small lots. As I get more, then I will increase my lot size accordingly, but keep the strategy intact.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, do you know what is your return on the account since you started trading live? What was your account starting point?
Oh, basically, it was I had like $3,000, $4,000, I think 3,500 to get that started, just so that I could put that in there and get it going. And like I said, now it's up. I just keep going up, and I'm having more and more confidence with when when we hear you in the morning, that's just wonderful because I felt like, and again, the reason I'm doing the one today is because there's kind of been an epiphany happened last week. Is I felt like I had to do something every day. There's got to be something for me to do every day. And there's times in the morning when you come on and we go, there's just not much to do today. You walk away from the screen. And so that's like, okay, there's nothing to do today. Look for opportunities later. So that's what I've done. And I'm going to do more as far as improving my lot size. Like I said, I'm doing low lot size. That's what you suggest. This is an incredibly high market. We have just a change of administration. Don't know what's going to happen. So my lot sizes are very small. 1 to 2 lots. That's it. So, I, like you've instructed, and I would recommend people get in this program and follow what you're telling them to do. And just keep listening, keep at it, keep listening. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now I know.
So last week, I'm looking at your email where you're sharing last for the week was 6,750, which is over 4 times the money you were making before you retired. And you're saying you started your account at about 3,500?
Right. So now I'm up to 11,000.
11,000 from 3,500 in 1 month?
Well, 6 weeks. Yeah.
It's a great work, Richard. You should be so proud.
Oh, I'm proud. I'm excited. I'm excited. Proud is like.
Let everyone know, what do you trade?
Oh, the ES.
S&P. So on Ninja it's ES. On other platforms it has a different name. So it's S&P E-mini future.
Yes, and so I just do that, and I just I'm working with. Like I said in my first podcast, one animal. I understand that. If before one thing, and I know it, I feel it. I just follow one thing.
Brilliant. And how many hours a week do you trade?
Well, time-wise, I get up. I start about an hour. I look at about an hour before the opening. I set my alerts. I recommend anyone to set alerts that you can do a Ninja 8, and I have it set up. I did have it set up where it sent me an email, but they blew up my email, and I had it where it was going high level and low level. So I take your price, your price line that you can put on the chart, and then from that I can set an alert. So now the only thing I've got is that if the alert goes off and it just chirps at me, people could probably go to YouTube and know how to do it. I figured it out. And so it starts chirping. I'm not staring at the screen all day. So I'll start and I'll go for about an hour, and then we'll go through your session. And then I'm done when you're done. And I reset my alerts. So if I'm away from the screen, all of a sudden they start chirping at me, then I have to be back in front of the screen. But other than that, I don't. I mean, I'm not sitting there staring at the screen.
So just to explain to those who are listening, when you're referring to chirping alerts, it's Alpha Fibonacci software at the critical zones where you should be trading. So when the alerts go off, that's when you come to the screen.
Right. I've set my alerts and then I trade on the Superdome. And I would recommend people get good at that. I remember you said, yeah, pretty soon you'll know how to do this as easy as driving a car. Well, I relate to it. I have to learn how to drive that bus.
Okay, so you started the course in summary, just to recap what you shared, that you started the course in October 2019 and you started trading live on December roughly.
No. 2020, October 2020.
Right, I'm sorry, 2020. Yeah, and you started trading live at approximately early December 6th, you said, and today, January 20th, your account from 3,500 at approximately 11,000?
Yes.
Because this is what people who listen to the podcast want to hear, that with effort, with obeying the rules, people can trade S&P mini future with Alpha Fibonacci system with incredible success, because this is what you've done.
Right. I would reemphasize consistent success. Their success will depend upon following the rules, as you have said. But you consistently have profitable trades, and stay away from the gambling. Which I hate to say it, I was a trigger happy cowboy. I'm like, what the hell? Let's just do it. It could turn. I stopped doing that, and that is a huge difference. Like I said, since I wrote you that letter, I'm not taking a loss.
So I love that you're sharing that, because I emphasize in the course tremendously the mindset. And
Yes.
you recognized that you had so much difficulty and you struggled so much because you were in gambling mode. You were a trigger happy cowboy, but you are no longer that person.
No, no. Consistency is the key, and so I think that's a key to get the consistency of the training, which is what you preach. So that's all kudos to you, because you're the one that basically has figured this out and saying, okay, the consistent trade, and then you keep your lot size appropriate and you're profitable. As I start growing my account, then my lot size I'm going to do the same thing, but the lot size is going to be bigger. Go up to maybe 5 lots, and then maybe even 10 lots after I get really, really cranking.
Well, thank you so, so much for sharing your journey. This is absolutely incredible to see how you accomplished success within 3 months of starting the course.
Oh, yes. This is just wonderful. So excited, proud. You should be proud. You are, proud as far as setting this thing up. I'm just excited that I was fortunate enough to follow my gut instinct and to get into the program, and, just follow along. Pay the money, get in the program. If you don't follow along, you waste your money. Get in the program, follow along, and get the profits. That's what they need to do.
Brilliant. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so, so much for taking your time to share your journey with the world.
Of course.
And I look forward to seeing you in class.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm always there. I'm always there. So, yes, looking forward to next week. And hopefully we'll be on my 3rd podcast coming up. Then I'll have even better news to report. Thank you for the instruction. Thank you for caring. Thank you for the things that you do, for your attendees and your class.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you so, so much. It is absolute joy to speak with you, to see your incredible journey, to see how you're making an effort and producing phenomenal results for yourself and your family.
Thank you. Thank you so much.